Okay. Alrighty, I think I am ready. I have been flat stick all day and trying to keep up on those orders. So I am just going to show you. Just let me know when you're online. I've got a project here to do that we did today. And it just shows you what you can do with a little bit of fabric, not much. And I can create this really lovely panel. Hi Pat, hi Stella. I'm just going to take this over and cut off that excess bit. I've got the cutting mat right behind me, so I'm doing that right now. Okay. G'day Jody, I got your message about the email address. That's fine, I figured that out, thank you. Just putting my gloves on. These are my bestie friends. As we all know. Hi Gidget. I love the dragonflies, they're so cute, aren't they? And to be honest with you, I don't think they'd be hard to make. It's just a little bit of batik fabric giving it that shape. What else have we got there? That's just keeping up with the comments. I'm just going to put my eyeballs on so I can see things. Oh, that's nice and clear. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to put this product here behind the actual fabric I've got here. This is called two-way tearaway, and that means it'll give it a little bit of stabilizing, but it'll be hi Faye. It'll be easy for me to remove afterwards. It just tears away in any direction. So I'm just going to slide that under, and as long as it covers the area that I'm going to be stitching on, I don't have to worry about it covering the whole piece. Got bits of fluff from my jumper that I had on earlier, or still got on now. Okay, I do have to thread this manually because the little darling decided to not line up for me the other day. So, come on. I'm just going to put the locking that just so I don't press the button because I'm using a stop-start button. So hopefully you can see really clearly. Can I ask a question, please? Is it thin cotton in bobbin and top when free motion, or what? Okay, so, and Pat, you're getting a lot of rain here. We're about, it's getting dirty here looking. So we're gonna have a real storm tonight. Okay, so to answer Gidget's question, I actually use anything that I can for free motion quilting. I try to use either a rayon or a polycotton or cotton or whatever I sort of, to pick your brain, how much is a two-way tearaway? I've got, it's about a metre and a bit, about $1.20, I think it's about that high. And I think I've got it for around about the 12, no, it's not that expensive. I'll have to have a look on it to figure it out, but it's not very expensive, and I've got a massive roll of it. I'll let you know on the price of that later. So I'm at the moment, I've been known to use, what do they call it, Rasant. I've used the rayons, so the gems. You can use anything you like in the top, as long as it goes through your needle and doesn't shred all the time. In the bobbin, I use the pre-wound Deco Bobs. They're a little bit more expensive, but I have very little issue with tension, and that I like. So I'm setting this up, just making sure it's still set up for free motion quilting, because even though I'm not quilting, I'm stitching, I still need to have it set in those settings so that it runs nicely. The two-way tearaway, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'll have to get back on that, Stella. I will let you know though. All right, so I'm going to put the needle down here in the center, and I think you guys have seen me a lot of the time do this already, but I am going to do it again just so that you can see what it's like and what I do. Hopefully you have a good enough view. I'll try and see if I can get it to zoom in a little, and oops, that way. Thanks, Stella. I'll try and remember. But if you don't hear from me about it, just send me a quick PM. Oops, sorry about that. Quick PM to remind me, because you know what I'm like. I've got so much going on all the time. I tend to forget some little things here and there. So, all right, now I think my hands are going to be out of the way if I keep them out there. I just got to make sure they're out of the way for you. So in the bobbin here, I've got the Deco Bob pre-wound, and I've also got the Razant at the top. It has the foot down, so it's just gliding over the top, and I've buried my thread underneath. And because I'm not quilting as such, I'm just, what's that say? Oh, it's raining. Oh, that's good, Fatma. Need it to rain. But because I'm not going through 3 layers, I just need to keep an eyeball on that tension. All right. So a nice steady way of doing things. And the first round I'm going to do is going to be in the black line. I'm just seeing a bit of a loop come through then. Make sure it's not looping. There, seems to be okay. Feed dogs up or down? Definitely down. This is all free motion, just as if you were quilting. Doing this sort of appliquing is really good to help teach you how to do free motion quilting, because you are basically free motioning. It's just that you're following a line because you've got a picture there. Oops, I knew that was going to happen. I could just tell. It had a moment on me before. So this is a really good practicing skill, a really good skill to have. Even if you know your stitches aren't 100%, it's good to practice on this sort of stuff, because this is easier to change or fix or remove or unpick than it would be to unpick a quilt as such. So I'm just going to thread that. Now the reason why that's easy for me to thread is because there is a white fabric behind it. I'm just going to double check I haven't got a whole heap of knots there. No, it seems to be the bobbin seems to be top's not tight enough, I think, so I'm just going to tighten it up, and I'm just going to slow it down a fraction, come back to where I was, about here, and just bury it a little bit. I actually think I have the foot a little bit low. It's creating a resistance. There we go, that's better. Do you have the fabric with the dragonfly on it? Rado, you and 600 other people have asked. I don't have it as a stock item. It came with some other things, with the fat quarters that I've been selling in packs. I have 1 or 2 fat quarters of it, not much. I'll have a look. There's a couple ahead of you. But if I have more than the 2, I will put you on that list as next in line. But I couldn't guarantee if I do or not. So you can see I'm a little bit wobbly here and there. That's okay. I have slowed the machine down just to avoid some shredding. Just decided it wanted to shred. And I've just gone all the way around that. No, that's okay. that dragonfly fabric, yeah, I don't know if you guys have actually seen it before. It's been in a couple of fat quarter packs. And look, you're busy, girlfriend. That's okay. You're allowed to be busy and have a life outside of the Michelle's Patchwork group. All right, so I'm just going to do a couple of rounds around the center here, so I don't have to come back in. I'm not going over the same line, and because it's black on black, you can't see it anyway, which is an absolute bonus. Won't not need. Yes, I know that feeling. It's one of those fabrics. It's really quite vibrant. So I don't even know the name of it. It's just something that one of the wholesalers has had, and they've cut up the end of the bolts, and it's ended up in my yeah. You could paint it. Yeah, you could. You could paint it with Lumiere paints. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to be here forever if I let it go that slow. So let's speed her up a little bit. Now, the second round, I'm going to come out and I'm going to just let her just come outside of where I've already been. So see how I'm not going in the same direction or same spot? I'm coming up, I'm going to cross over, come out, make it wonky, give it that nice sketchy look. Oops, a days, and I'm shredding again. I think it's because my needle's too small. I've got a small needle on. Should have changed it up, shouldn't I? Probably should. I'll do it now. What do we got? Thread there. That can go behind here. And I'll take that needle out. It is pretty simple thing to paint. I think it could even, yeah, you could. Sketchy look is what my OCD can't lie. Well, what I tend to do with the sketchy look is this sketchy look tends to help people who struggle with the free motion quilting. It's not easy. Oops, guys. It's not easy if you're trying to do the perfect thing every time. Sometimes you've just got to let it be not so perfect. Yeah, that's exactly right, Gidget. It just helps learn how to go around, how to move it, how to get your stitches even, how to get used to your machine and the sound of it, the feel of it, all those things. And this is a really good training way. I mean, you could keep going one block each day and just, you know, even if you just did a couple of flowers, simple, you know, simple little flowers don't have to be as complex as the sunflower there. They can be just, you know, 5 petals and a center, and just practicing going through the motions. I just got to get that stuff underneath properly. Love the sketchy look because I'm hopeless. Look, I love it. I love it because I don't do that perfect thing. I really can't do perfect. I never proclaim to be perfect. And I know, you know, when none of us are. But as someone who does tutoring, I find that people sort of look at your work and go, oh my God, that's so perfect and da-da-da. But I know when I look at it, I can tell when I'm having a good day and when I'm having a bad day. So I just want to be happy. Yeah, look, Pat, it's all worthwhile learning. I mean, it's all about accepting something a little different, and haven't we had to do that lately? The other thing too with this is that when it goes to the wash, it creates that really nice frayed look and gives that real organic, funky sort of 1970s hippie look. So now I'm going around for the third time. And again, I might just cross over these a little. Because if you remember, I've stuck that down, this one on top of the other one. So I need to make sure I stitch those all down. Fingers crossed you won't shred too much. And the fourth one I'm going to go around. Sometimes I only go around twice or 3 times, but this one I'm going to go around 4 times because I actually want to put some detail in the middle of the flower. And this is the beauty of Sketchy Applique. You can actually put a little extra detail in there. Oh, there we go. It's just done it again. I might have to think about my thread maybe, because I know the needle's fine. I'll just get my scissors and trim that off. Isn't it great to see that everyone else has the same problems? It's going in through that thing. It's a bit tight by the looks. Okay. So I'll persevere for now. I might have to trim it off a couple of times, but we'll see how we go. Oops-a-days, just pulled it back. Did you get your machine a service? It's been as busy as you. Yeah, no. Yeah, Gidget, I'm a little bit hippie-ish too. Definitely wasn't, I was born in 69, so I'm definitely not a hippie. I was born at the end of it, but, you know, I was probably too young, but I do remember wearing bell-bottoms. Alright, so we're going through to the next layer. I'm going to come down to, again, the centre, where that circle bit is. I'm going to go up, a little bit of something, a little bit of detail. Alright, and I'm going to come on the inside of this just to make sure that it's got a little bit of that sketchy look on the inside. Go to the next one, work my way over, and just work in a few of those little funky lines. And I'm going to come up through here, and I'm purposely making it so that, you know, it looks like it's not being stitched on the right spot. I'm purposely doing these lines because I want it to look sketchy. I don't want it to look immaculate. There we go, another one. I had pale blue bell bottoms, love them, and platform shoes. Hey Pat, I used to have a pair of corduroy, dark blue corduroy bell bottoms I used to wear in primary school, and I think I wore the backside out of them. And Mum threw them out on me one day because they were embarrassingly thin in the backside. So there you go. I'm actually going to try and bypass that little thing in there. It just feels that it's a little bit funny. Mine were black with white flowers. When I was in my 20s, I used to have a pair of leopard print fur bell bottoms, and that was in like the 80s, 90s. So I used to run around in cheesecloth clothes, and nothing ever matched, and I was very random. I still am very random with my clothes. I'm not yeah. Sometimes I'll wear things and Mum just thinks, oh my God. I used to get myself dressed, and Mum said I'd come out with all sorts of things on, you know, like I'd have spots and stripes and plaids and all sorts of things together that didn't work, and I didn't care. You know, Mum would just leave me because I dressed myself. I was very proud that I dressed myself. So, there you go. So this is classed as sketchy applique, very similar to what I was doing with, let's go and do it again. I can see it. It's loopy. Why for you loopy? Why are you being mean to your mommy? Yeah. Sort of not really happy with me. Yeah, there it goes. I had a pair of jeans. I used to cut the legs off in summer and sew them back on in winter. Love that. Yeah, I would draw on my clothes, and I would have all these symbols and the things I used to draw. Oh my God, it was just way out hippie funky stuff, and I was so not a hippie. Like, I wasn't born in the hippie era. I was born in a different era, but yep, I was one of those kids that you couldn't tell what to wear. And then one other thing I can think of that might be not happy with, so let's just go the wrong way. Alright, I've got one more of these to go before it cracks it on me completely. So, foot down, needle down, let's bury that as much as I can. Orange corduroy hot pants with dark blue top and little daisies. Oh my God, Carolyn, that is awesome. Do you still have them? I want them. I'd wear them even now, except for the hot pant thing. I probably would go with no hot pants, not with my figure. I used to wear hot pants out when I was young and I had a figure. Now I've got a figure 8. More of a keg. I used to have a female 6-pack, not anymore. Now I've got a barrel. Alright, so let's just go back over here and let's do this sleeve. I'm going to do what I did before with that sort of free motion quilting I was showing you earlier, and I'm going to go up around the edge a couple of times, and then I'm going to come up the center and I'm going to do those ones. So I'll show you the outside first. Fingers crossed she's come undone there. I've been folding it and playing with it a bit, so it doesn't surprise me. Anyway, it'll be fine. I'll stitch it to death. Whoop, don't be getting caught. Nope, there it goes again. It's not happy. Oh, machine, seriously, do I change the thread? Are you just not happy with what I'm doing? What's going on, baby girl? Let's try something else, hey? Don't like swapping threads halfway through. I might just, I've got another Lac Resart sitting here. I'll just try a new, wondering if that one is really old maybe and it's just cracked it. Just going, no, I'm not doing it. I don't like it. I've changed the needle, I've done all the righties. I'm going to go behind that this time, should be fine. That breaking would do my head in. It was only a 10-way back, then not that size. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing the breaking thing, but it sometimes will do my head in, but I'm not going to let it beat me today. Not today anyway. So I say I had the long arm issue the other week, and where the thread would shred over and over and over and over again, and I thought I'm going to go nuts because the only thread I could actually use was a Resart, and you know, I had things that I wanted to do that I didn't have the colour in the Resart, and I wanted the more shiny thing, so I was a bit annoyed. Anyway, and I did a video because I finally figured out what it was. It was this tiny little burr on one of those thread guides, and it just went, nah, not doing it. I've got a burr, and the thread just kept rubbing in the same area, and it literally created like a a groove, and it just shredded the thread every time I tried to put something in it other than a result. Go figure. So there's one, I'm just going up a couple of times, and there's the other. I'm down, up a couple of times, and back down, which will make it 4 times running over. So go all the way to the edge, back down again. Always reminds me of a peace sign, this leaf. Talking about hippies. I know my mum was devastated that she wasn't allowed to go to the Beatles concert when they came. So Dad wouldn't let her go because they were evil. Funny who. So there's another one behind here. I'm just going to put it in there. And continue on down here to my sunflower. Alright. And didn't wear shoes. Wow, I'm paying for it now. Yeah, you would be. Yeah, sometimes I'm patient. Other times not so much. It could have been the thread, because maybe I've had that thread for way too long. You know, maybe it's a dud one or something like that. We'll soon find out when I get into the next step. I have a feeling that that little groove thing here might actually be creating a problem, like shredding as it's going through. It feels like it's got a groove in it, like it's catching. So I've got a feeling it could be that, but again, when I take it in, the old mechanic, well, he's not old, he's younger than me, I'll know, because I'll point it out. So let's go and do these. So we're just going with some sketchy stuff. Let's come out and cross over, create like a shadow effect, out and cross over. How cool does that look? Up, cross over, oops, days, caught the edge of it. We'll come back this way and we'll stitch it back down. There we go. And the dog's got to go off now. It sounds like we're getting a bit of a thunderstorm. Milo freaks out, poor baby. Alright, that down there. Let's go up here. I hope you can see, I hope my hands aren't in the way. Come up there, and I'm just going to stitch that one. Come back and do another row. Just make sure I've caught all the edges. Now come up here and cross over. And let's do it again. Let's go back over. Make a point, pause, and then back down. And I'm actually going to also make sure that that edge is stitched down. And then we're going to come up over this one, make sure the edge is stitched down, and then we're going to come up and make it like it's got a shadow. See, look at that. That looks really cool. So I don't know if you can notice, I'm using my tips of my fingers, which I hate. Because it creates a strain, not as bad as using your whole wrist. If you do get that, because it's a small piece, it's only because I'm trying to keep my hand out of the way. It looks a bit like a fiddlewood leaf. It does a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There it is. So this is the, can you see that sunflower coming together? See how it's creating its own little shadow. Can you see, or do I need to move it? Hang on, let's move it over here. Oh, it is wrong way. No, that's crap, sorry. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'll try and keep my hands out of the way for you. Let's keep going. First one's going on the edge, make sure she's stitched down. Second one, I'm coming up and I'm crossing over. come back, do it again, and I can make any shape I want. Let's go the first one on the edge. Right, come back up, cross up and over, make it bigger and pointier. Make the second one a little bit different, come back down, around the edge. And the beauty of this is if you miss it first time round, you can just come back and catch it second time round. There's no real right and wrong. I reckon there might have been something wrong with that thread. What do you reckon? I can't speak too soon, but it looks like it might have been. A bit of a dud one. I might have had it for too long. It does happen. Thread does go off, by the way. Just FYI. So if I'm not answering, it's because I'm concentrating on your questions and stuff, comments. Just going to come back up, around, and back up there, down. Come on, keep moving. That's better. Let's just have it there. I get to play with my machine and try the things you are teaching us when I'm finished making masks, if I ever stopped. Yeah, the Spanish flu had 4 bouts and lasted 2 years. Just saying. Yeah, absolutely. We could be still in for quite a while. And Victoria has copped a beating, and they're stupid enough they're going to have some more protests and stuff, because, you know, the flu's going to listen to that, or the virus is going to listen to that, isn't it? Anyway, it's not my place to say, really. Stay away from me. Alrighty. So I've gone all the way around that, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around. I'm going to get over to that centre bit. There we go. I'm just going to go around that just to hold it down, because it's quite a big area of not being held down. So I'm just sort of going around in the black areas, one in the centre. I'm going to travel back out. And I haven't really had to cut off yet, except for when I had that moment with the thread. Oh, I'm fostering. Oh, what's this say? I think of lots of fabric to last me. Thanks to Stella and you, Michelle. Yeah, I heard the other day that they 24 for international holidaying again. Yeah, look, doesn't surprise me. I'll wait and see what they say. It'd be so disappointing. Take a long time before we're back to not wearing masks and feeling safe again. So this is the flower that I made. So what you can hear is Candy getting a bit excited that Oscar's outside, but I'm trying to keep them separated at the moment because Oscar really likes Candy. That's his mum, and Candy is sort of like, yeah, maybe, maybe not. And I don't, and he's not done, he's getting done on Monday, and I seriously don't want them mating, being mother and son. That would be disastrous. So, poor little Oscar, he's going to get himself neutered, and that saves me worrying about Candy. Right, going around on the white part just to make that sketchy look. And I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to do one up the centre. Oops, no, it's going to be caught. Back up, stitch it down. One up the side. And, oops, it keeps getting caught. Stitch you down, you little darling. And I'm going to go one out here. And then down this side. I'll come over to the next one. So my next thing is going to be my dragonflies. So I've done the 2 flowers or 3 flowers now, and I'm going to come over here. So rather than cut off, I'm just going to travel over, which means I've got, you know, room to make a few more little swishy movements. Make it look a bit funky. Alright, so first one around, first trip around is going to be just the edges. I've got this horrible suspicion that I need to speed up my machine. Yeah, so the machine that's got to go to servicing, both 2 machines have got to go to servicing for things. Thank God I have a third one. One is the overlocker, because I killed it. Put knickers on her, yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. I heard the other day, and I have plenty of fabric to keep me busy. Yeah, put knickers on her. I think it's a non-stick appliquing mat. I think it's a non-stick appliquing mat. Is that the one I was demoing before, Lynette? Did you want one of those, did you, love? I haven't filled those orders yet, so I'm sure that there's plenty there, because I've got a few orders, but not enough to sort of go, oh, wipe me out. Alright, so there's your first lot. First little wingies. I'm going to come out here. And because there's only so many layers of fabric, there's only one layer really, and then the stabilizer, the stitch is going to look a little bit sort of weird. But once it gets made into something, it'll be fine. I'm just going to do a couple of scratchy lines in the wings just to give it the feel of a dragonfly. Nothing specific, no method. Jumping lines. So you can actually, if you wanted to, you can quilt as you go by doing this as well. There's no reason why not. Or you can, you know, make just panels for bags or something like that, something you want to do. I mean, this sort of thing is great for young teens, especially the pre-teens. They love this sort of stuff because it's funky. And I think they really appreciate that it's been made by, you know, their nana or mother or... Getting around this next one, and then I'm just going to come out here. So I'm onto the last little yard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back down here. Might have to go in for service before October is when our retreat is in Hervey Bay. No, just tell my sister she was asking. Oh, okay, Lynette. Yep, no dramas. Okay. Sorry, that was Rod that just came in. He's just about to tell me something funny and I've just said, nope, I'm videoing. It could have been some serious swearing and stuff. Being the bloke that he is. Okay, so that little bottom bit I'm just stitching down because it just seemed to have a little bit loose. So I'm just going to put his little feeties here. Just give him little feeties. And that'll do. We'll move over to the next one, which I'm pretty sure is all the way up over here. There it is. And we'll just do that wing. Don't you love it? You can just go from one to the other, and you can go one to the other and not have to cut off.
Do you need anything?
From where?
In town.
I'll message you. Alright, so sorry about that. It was my daughter just asking me if I need anything in town. And go around these ones. Little floody by type wings. Dragonfly wings. A little bit of a scratchy bit in the middle. Around his head. Fred. Up and down here. First round, just doing it on the actual, just inside the edge. Now let's go around. I seriously think we can go a little bit fast. The stitches are a bit big, but anyway. Keep going. Slowing down on me. There we go. That's better. And we're just going to do that sketchy little bit in your wings. Travel back up and down. I've got enough sketchiness going on with this one, so I'm just going to come out and do a little bit more. And his body. And just make sure it's stitched down. And these little legs, front, you can have those. The other ones are underneath him. There we go. Mine have to go for service. Yeah, okay, so I haven't missed anything. Alrighty, so I have now done all those. So they're all done there, and they're all sketchy appliqued. So there's no perfection. I've made it all look lovely and sketchy and crafty, very organic. Look at the dragonflies. How cute are they? Isn't he gorgeous? So now, because I've done the sketchy thing, I can really ramp it up a little bit if I want to. I can just turn around and go, right, well, let's give him some little lines, you know, those little lines where they're going to squiggle along or where he's been. So I'm going to come from over here, just get my thread up, put down, needle down, and I'm going to go, let's go, woohoo! He's doing all sorts of little spins and turns. All the way around there. And cut off. That's exactly what I'm learning this because all young ones want them. Yeah, absolutely. So I've just done a little bit of a windy trail from where he's come from. And this one's going to come from up over here. So we're going to make him come from here. And he's going to come up, down, and he's going to wrap himself around up here. He's going to be crazy. He's all a bit weird. Too many maggy mushies. Alrighty, that's our hippie. There we go. And we're going to make it a little bit wobbly and then back there. There we go. Alright, so let's have a look at this. I'll just get some stuff out of the way and zoom back out. So bear with me while I do this. How cool is that? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And his little wiggly tail sort of path that he's been flying. And what I can do now, because I've done that, is I can tear the two-way tearaway off, which I love. And then my stabilizer comes out really nice and easy. Then I can give it a press. Don't press it with this stabilizer in, it'll probably melt or burn. Or get stuck on your iron. Let's try and get some of that out. If you can't get it out, you know that little trick that I showed you with the pin and getting the backing off applique pieces? You can do that as well. So if you can't get it out, score it like that, then get it there and it just comes out. So there we go. Another one. All right. How cool is that? So the young kids, pre-teens, young teens, they'll like this sort of thing. This is the sort of thing you could do on a denim jacket. You know, it doesn't have to be just in a quilt. I mean, you can put it on something funky for them, a bag, as in a backpack type bag or something like that. So I'll give it a good shake. Oh, I've got threads everywhere. Get them out of the way. That's when I had that crazy happening with the crazy thread. There we go. So look, I'll just see if I can hold that still enough. Cool, hey. So there you go. That is doing your sketchy applique. A plain dress, yeah, absolutely. A smock or an apron or something else like that. Plenty of things you could use it for. Hat. But there she is, all nicely done. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope to be able to see you tomorrow. It just shows you how easy this is to put together, how easy it is to finish, how good it is to get the two-way tearaway out, even if you don't have nails. Thanks, Lynette. You know, all this sort of stuff, anything, you know, clutch purses. Thank you, that was great. Good, thanks, Gidget. I'm glad you enjoyed. You don't have to have it just for your quilts. You can do this on anything, and most kids would love something like that. It's funky, it's bright, and it's original. None of their friends are going to have it because you made it. See you soon. Tomorrow.